Good morning, year one. Well done for all of your learning yesterday. I had so many people sending in saying they were feeling confident, saying they were feeling happy, saying they knew how to tell the time now to the o'clock. And I was really, really impressed by that. So today we are going to move on to something a little bit trickier. And we're going to be starting to look at telling the time, but also, as well as the o'clock, looking at when it is 1/2 past. Let's have a little think. Do you already know what that means? Do you know anything about what that might mean? Have a little think before we get started. So just like yesterday, I'm going to start with my clock numbers, my number line, but as a straight number line. So this is just like what we have on a clock, but instead of it going round in a circle, just to start with, I've got them in a number line. Have a little look. This is my hour hand again. Where is my hour hand pointing? It's not pointing at the 1 anymore, and it isn't yet at the 2. It is halfway past the 1. So when our hour hand is in between two numbers, it is halfway past the 1. We can call this 1/2 past. So if I was to move it, so now it is halfway past the 2, what time would we call this? So this is now 2:30 because it's travelled halfway past the number 2. We can see, can't we, our numbers are getting large as they go along. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So all of our numbers, they're travelling in this direction. Our hour hand moves in this direction too. So here it is now past the 3. It is halfway. It's in the middle. Half means, what we're looking at here, half means directly in the middle. We've cut that gap between the numbers in half, and that's where our hand is pointing. So this is now halfway past 3. 3:30. What time will it be in 1 hour? If we jump our hour hand, we jump it half an hour, we jump it an hour. What time is it now? Halfway past the 4. It's 4:30. Super challenge. What time will it be in half an hour? That's a super challenge. If it's 4:30 in half an hour, it is going to be 5 o'clock. And what time will it be half an hour from 5 o'clock? We won't make it up to the 6 yet. We've only got half an hour. It will be 5:30. What time will it be in 1 hour? 6:30, and so on and so on and so on. Let's jump up to this time here. What time is it now? It is halfway past the 11. What time will it be 1 hour from now? We need to jump it this way because our hand always moves in this direction. And what's happened? It's gone past the 12. It's gone half past the 12, but this is where, remember, we need our clock face to be in a circle, because after it goes to 12, we jump back round and we start again at the number 1. So let's have a little look again at this number line, but instead, let's put it into a circle. So here we go again. We've got exactly the same, but instead of it being in a straight number line, it's now round in our circle. It's probably a clock face you're a bit more familiar looking at. So we've got our hour hand again, and it's pointing between the 12 and 1. It's pointing halfway between the 12 and the 1. So this shows us 12:30. Let's move it round 1 hour. Now, what does this one show us? Can't be 1 o'clock because it's not pointing at the 1. It can't be 2 o'clock because it's not pointing at the 2. It is in the middle. It's gone halfway past which number? Half past the 1. Our hour hand moves around in this direction. So look, it's just gone past the 2. If it stops in the middle, it's gone halfway past the 2. Carries on travelling round. It goes past the 3. It stops in the middle. It's now halfway past the 3. Let's have a little look. Let's go. Oh, I'm giving you a challenge now. I'm going to stop there. And my friend says this time here shows us 8:30. Is my friend correct? I can see it's in the middle of two numbers, so it must be a half past. It's gone halfway past a number. But remember which way our hour hands will, but all our clock hands move. They go around, don't they? From the smallest number, they get larger. Has this hour hand here gone halfway past the number 8 yet? Which number has it just gone past? It travelled round, it's gone halfway past the number 7. So this instead shows us 7:30. Now, we're actually now experts on this because we have just learnt to tell the half past time using only the hour hand. And we did that because it's easier to only keep one thing in our head. But actually, on a clock, there is something else that gives us an extra clue as to when it is half past. And that extra clue is our minute hand, our long hand. Can you remember where our minute hand always points to when it's an o'clock time? The minute hand always points to our number 12 when it's an o'clock time. My clock here is now showing me 5 o'clock. What time will it be 1 hour from 5 o'clock? It will be the time 6 o'clock. In that time, our minute hand travels all the way around until it gets back up to the o'clock. Where's our hour hand? 6 o'clock. It's got a little bit dodgy. 6 o'clock. So every hour, our minutes hand here travels all the way around and back up. And in that time, our hour hand just jumps from 1 hour to the next hour. This travels one whole shape. What shape does it travel each time? It goes all the way around in a circle. Now, some of you might already know this and it might help you. Some of you might not yet be sure of all of our shapes and things, and that's okay too. Do you know what shape half a circle is? Half a circle doesn't go all the way around. It stops when it's done a semicircle. It stops here on the number 6 because that's when our minute hand has travelled halfway round. Our hour hand here has travelled halfway past the 7. It's not made it to 8 yet. It's on its way to the number 8, so it's 7:30. So when our minute hand is down at the bottom of the number 6 and our hour hand is halfway between two numbers, that shows us half past a certain time. So on the board, we have got a time on our clock. Our minute hand is pointing down at the 6. It's travelled halfway around the clock. It must be a half past time. But we already know that because if you look at the hour hands, it has gone halfway between two numbers. It's gone half past. Which number has it travelled past? It's gone halfway past the 1. Okay, and have a little look at this time here on the board. What time is this telling us? Have a look, remember which hand is which. The long hand's our minute hand. It tells us it's the half past because it's on the 6. Our hour hand is telling us which hour. So it's half past which hour? Which number has it just travelled past? It's halfway past the number. Has it gone past 4 yet? And travels this way. It hasn't gone past 4, so it's half past the number 3. What about now? It still must be a half past because our minute hand is on the 6. But which number has our hour hand travelled past now? If it is here. Has it yet got to the 6? Remember, our hands travel this way round the clock. It goes from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the only funny part is it then goes from 12 to 1. So if it's gone past, if it's between the 6 and the 7, it can't have gone past the 7 yet. So it must be half past the number 6. Okay, on the board, we've got two little friends and they're about to, I think Dad's trying to get them out of bed, but I think they're still staying in bed. And he's saying to them, it is 8:30 in the morning. So he's telling them you need to get out of bed. Which of these clocks would we see on their wall? Which one shows us 8:30 in the morning? Now I can see that the minute hand, the long hand on both of them is pointing at the 6. So they are both showing me 8:30, a different hour. I'm looking for 8:30. So if I want 8:30, I want my hour hand, my shorthand, to have gone past the 8. What number comes after 8 on my clock? After 8, we go 8, 9. So it's going to be sitting between the 8 and the 9 to show me that it's gone halfway past the number 8. So over here, I can see it's between the numbers 2 and 3. So this clock shows me 2:30. Over here, I've got the 8:30 and it's sitting between the 8 and the 9. So this shows me 8:30. So this must be the clock that I want. Now, we've also got here 8:30 in the morning. Can I tell from my clock if it says 8:30 in the morning or 8:30 in the evening? Do I know that from my clock? No, we don't, do we? There's other different clues and things you need to use when you are telling the time, writing down the time to show whether it's the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. Okay, your first challenge for today is to match the different times to the different clocks. So you've got 4 clocks here that I can see all of them have got their minute hands pointing at the 6. So all of them are showing us 8:30 time. So there's a little clue for you. All the times we're looking at today are 8:30 times. And then over here, we've got the different hours. So remember, you need to check carefully which hour has it gone past. Remember which way the clocks travel. It has to have traveled past that hour for it to have gone halfway past that number. Next up, you've got to listen about writing the different times. And I was really, really impressed with this learning that you did yesterday with the o'clock. And this time it's 8:30. So same thing again. They're all 8:30, which is another clue. But which hour number has it travelled past? Thinking of the way around the clock. Which has it gone past? It's already travelled beyond it. And then finally, you've got a few questions like this, which has a little picture of what Sam is doing on his day, and then you can write down the time from the clock to finish the sentence. So this one says, Sam boards the bus at in the afternoon. So what time does Sam get on the bus in the afternoon? Again, they're all 8:30 times. That's another clue for you. What time does Sam get on the bus? And different things all about his day. If you are an expert already at telling the time to the 8:30, which I know that there might be some of us in our class because we all learn time kind of at different times, then there are extra challenges on Google Drive that you can do. In year 1, we only do o'clock and 8:30 and just make sure that we're all really secure in it. So if you're already secure at that, your extra challenges are all on Google Drive for you to have a little go at. Good luck. You don't send any of your learning in today, but we're very excited to see what you do if you would like to. Have fun!